Peace, greetings, salutations, and what's good? This your man right here, Kurt, and ICE. And for all practical applications and intents and purposes, this original hip-hop style talk and commentary will be known as Worldwide Cypher 2013. All right, and on this particular episode, what we're going to be just discussing right here, right quick, is a female MC that you might have heard of named Iggy Azalea. And I want you to join in on a worldwide cypher type basis by sending me a comment about this episode and anything that we discuss here on my Twitter. That's at KURTNICEHHL. So that's at KurtNiceHHL. All right, on Twitter. Hit me there, or once you see this posted on the shadesradio.com page on Facebook, comment there. All right, and then I'll address it in the next segment. All right, but for all practical applications, let's just talk about this new phenomenon of an MC, this female named Iggy Azalea. And, you know, I'm going to go right here and do a little bit more research on her. But I saw a good interview about her on Hard Knock TV on YouTube. So check them out. They got some good different episodes of different people, and one of them was about her. All right, and I'm pulling up her Wikipedia page. Now, she sounds like she's Australian, but I'm just going to try to make sure that. It says her name is Amethyst Amelia Kelly, born June 7th, 1990. All right, her stage name is Iggy Azalea, an Australian recording artist. She's Australian, so she does sound Australian. All right, and that's what I wanted to find out. All right, 2012, she's also a model represented by the Wilhelmina Models Agency, being announced the new face of Levi Jeans in late 2012. She first gained recognition after the respective music videos for her controversial songs Pussy and Two Times went viral on YouTube. That was in 2011. All right, Azalea released her first full-length project, a mixtape titled Ignorant Art, saying she made it with the intent to make people question and redefine old ideals. In 2012, Azalea became the first female and first non-American rapper to be featured on XXL's annual Top 10 Freshman cover issue. On July 30th, 2012, she released a free EP, executive produced by Grand Hustle label boss T.I., titled Glory. Later in October, Azalea appeared alongside T.I., B.O.B., and Grand Hustle artists at the 2012 BET Hip Hop Awards Rap Cypher. She released her second mixtape, Trap Gold. Trap Gold, really? Produced entirely by First Down of production team FKI and Diplo on October 11, 2012. Her debut solo album, The New Classic, is set to be released in September 2013. The New Classic, wow. All right, so Iggy Azalea. Now, I listened to the whole interview with her. All right, and it was very interesting. It was a very interesting interview, very informative. The girl seems very intelligent. And I actually heard that song Pussy when it first came out. I remember seeing it. Because it's her riding on a bike, I think, or standing in front of a fucking ice cream truck. And like she was like sitting on this little boy's, like sitting in between this little boy's legs, sort of on the front porch. And it just struck me. She was talking about pussy the whole time, right? You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, you know. But it was a good video. She can rap. But as she comments on in the Hard Knock TV interview on YouTube, you know, she says she's dumbed down her shit. But, you know, ever since Jay-Z said that, all artists know that now. And they play into it. And she says a few things that, you know, make half sense. Right? Most of the stuff that she says is making half sense, right? So it seems like it makes sense at first, but then when you really think about what she's saying, you realize that it's not that she's dumb or anything. She's smart. It's just that she's naive. She's young. She sounds young. You know what I'm saying? She just sounds young, like somebody that hasn't seen the full picture yet. So they're almost there, like they're seeing the beginning of the picture, so it doesn't seem like anything to them. You know, it still seems like magic. You know, so she says a lot of things that are, you know, that seem intelligent at first. But then, if you really analyze it, it's only because she's kind of naive that she's saying it. All right? And the reason why I'm saying is this. All right? Just for example, she says that, oh, she doesn't have any chick card, or she doesn't get over because she's white or anything like that, or, you know, she's saying that, you know, she made a real intricate song or some shit, and then she also made some sort of Dummy Man song, all right? And the Dummy Man song got more hits, so she was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. Not that everybody knows that. Anybody knows that. See, the whole thing is that's still selling out. You're not taking your art and saying, I'm going to make something dope that people are going to like. You're saying, fuck that. The shit that I'm making that I think is dope, people don't like that. So I'm just going to make some dumb shit that I think they do like. And just, you know, roll the dice with that. Everybody does that. That's called selling out right now. Okay? That's all it is. It might seem like it makes the most business sense and all that stuff. And yes, from a practical standpoint, it does make a lot of business sense to do that. But it's still selling out. Okay? Because you're not taking your art and making people like it. You're not taking your best skill and honing it to a certain degree where you could say everything that you want, but people still like it. See, that's the hard part. So then what you do is you just do the easy shit, and then that's called selling out. All right. So she's just kind of naive to that point. Let me play a little bit of something from the interview, so you could see what I'm saying. Let's go here.
It doesn't, but we're at a point now where it doesn't matter what they choose to put the money into. The people decide, and a record label never chose to put money into me, not in a million fucking years. But I went on the internet and people connected, and through that's how now I have them deciding to give me money to go to India and stuff like that. But ultimately, if it's going to connect, it's going to connect. They don't dictate it anymore. They really don't. They are at the people's mercy. It's no longer a thing where you can create characters and there's nothing to hide behind. It's social media. We're accessible. You can't create a persona like you used to be able to and keep it secret. That doesn't happen anymore. It's just real, and if they see an audience and then they stick money into it. I've never heard of one record label anymore signing an artist that nobody's ever heard of with no fan base, especially in rap music, and being like, we believe in this, let's put money in it. Because they're scared, because they know that they don't dictate it anymore. You have to foster a fan base, and then they'll give you some fucking money, a little bit. And then if that's short, then they'll give you some more money. But I've never heard of one person being like, hey, I'm unknown, nobody's heard of my shit, and I have no fan base, and I just got $1 million, and they're gonna, these old white guys think it's cool. They're way too much shitting their pants to ever do that.
All right. Okay. So she makes some good points, right? It's all about the consumers and what the consumers want. That's what dictates rap music. But that's the naive point of view, because think about it. Live Nation is the only major venue that you can ever get booked on. And that's owned by a certain number of people. All right. Other than that, you're going to be playing small clubs. It's not like it used to be where there were different venues owned by different companies and you could play on any different circuit throughout the United States, for instance. Radio stations, FM radio stations. If that was the case, if it was just going on popularity, sheer popularity and what people wanted to hear, then you would hear 100 artists a day. Not just 10 or 20. And keep it real. You don't even really hear 20 artists on the radio a day. You might hear like between 10 and 20 different artists. So you mean there's only 20 people in the whole United States that get all the views on YouTube? That's bullshit. For instance, Macklemore wasn't getting any kind of play on Hot 97 until now. Now he gets play after his third song, but they didn't play him before that. Whereas you might hear A$AP Rocky or Trinidad James when they do their first song, right? Because they're pushing that shit. They're pushing that kind of shit on you. All right. You know what? It's like this. You have artists like, for instance, The Roots, Common, Mos Def. All right, I'll go even farther. You have stuff like, in hip hop, people don't even know who Reggie Watts is, right? But on some other shit, he's really just a beatbox that took his hip hop production ability to a different level with comedy and, you know, improvisation, right? But it's really actually all based on hip hop shit, okay? But in hip hop, nobody even knows him, but everything he does has millions of views. So it ain't got nothing to do with the views. They still pick people. They still pick certain people to push. And then you got to look at your main artists. Like, look, for instance, like a Nicki Minaj. Yeah, there's Young Money and all of this, but there's bigger label backing to promote her as an artist. It's just like the Rihanna thing. Rihanna is not the dopest singer in the world. It's just that she gets the most promotion, and that's paid for. All right? They're picking and choosing who to promote and who to play. It's not just some the consumers dictate everything. Yes, the consumers do have a big hand in saying what's good in a sense, but anything dumb will get a lot of views. That doesn't mean people are really liking it. They might be laughing at it. Like, for instance, what percentage of Trinidad James fan base is laughing at him, not with him? So yeah, there's a lot of people on YouTube laughing at this motherfucker, but that doesn't mean his shit is any good. But they still pick him to throw out there. But there's nobody else that gets the same number of views as Trinidad James? Yes, there's plenty of people that get that same number of views, but they're still picking and choosing which one to push. All right, so that's just one part about the whole thing. I don't know what you guys think about that, you know, but that was just one of the little points that I saw about this interview with Iggy Azalea, and I'll be here to comment on more. So y'all just stay tuned right there. Hit me on Twitter at KurtNiceHHL. That's Kurt Nice HHL on Twitter, which that stands for hiphoplives.net. And of course, shout outs to Shades of Hip Hop Radio, shadesradio.com, and the Worldwide Cipher, True School University. All right, this is what it is. Peace.